Amidst the harsh discipline of military life and the pressure-filled atmosphere of training, a shocking incident managed to shake the headquarters of Division 5 and quickly reverberated around the world. Park Jimin, a member of BTS who is currently serving his mandatory military duty, was reportedly experiencing a worrying physical condition during an intensive training session. But it wasn't just Jimin's condition that silenced the soldiers. It was the emotional and heartfelt reaction of his fellow member, Jungkook, who spontaneously displayed a side of humanity that touched many hearts. What exactly happened? Why did this reaction become so significant, not just for the soldiers, but also for millions of fans worldwide? It all started with the routine training that new recruits undergo. That day, the extreme weather didn't stop the members from completing the physical endurance session, one of the most exhausting exercises in the basic military stage. Jimin, known for his perfectionism and always going all out, chose to stay at the front of the line even though his body was starting to show signs of extreme fatigue. Several witnesses mentioned that since morning, his expression had been more tense than usual, but he didn't complain at all. While some fellow recruits started to slow down or were allowed to rest, Jimin continued his pace, until finally his body could no longer hold on. He collapsed, gasping for breath, and had to be treated medically to prevent a more serious condition. Silence briefly enveloped the training area at that time. No one expected an idol like Jimin to collapse in the middle of training. But the real surprise wasn't over yet. Jungkook, his bandmate and close friend for over a decade, was on the same side when the incident happened. Instead of continuing his training, Jungkook reportedly immediately ran towards Jimin, leaving his training position. He didn't just bring water or offer comfort, but stood as an emotional shield for his best friend. "I'm here," he said softly, amidst the shouts of the trainers who still wanted order. A soldier who witnessed the moment firsthand mentioned that the atmosphere became very emotional. Some members even shed tears seeing how Jungkook patted Jimin's shoulder, providing support that didn't require many words, but was deeply felt. Jungkook's reaction not only showcased their friendship, but also revealed a gentle side of the military that is rarely exposed to the public. And for many soldiers, it was an unforgettable moment. It didn't take long for the news to spread outside the base. Fans, who were used to seeing Jungkook and Jimin on stage, were suddenly presented with a very different narrative. Two global superstars involved in a real, tiring, and touching situation amidst a military training ground. On social media, hashtags like #JiminStrong, #ProtectJungkook, and #BTsinService began to flood the timeline. Fans from various countries sent messages of support in various languages, prayers, and even created solidarity projects to show that their love remained present even though their idols were in the silence of the military. Even more surprisingly, after undergoing a light medical observation, Jimin refused to rest for long. He asked to return to training sooner than recommended. His reason? "I don't want to go back on stage later with shame, because I gave up today." That sentence spread among the soldiers and became a new source of motivation, not only for those who already knew Jimin as a star, but also for ordinary soldiers who now saw him as a moral leader. Not only Jimin, Jungkook also increasingly stole the attention of the military. In the inter-division endurance test, he was among the top 3 soldiers with the highest scores. Even the trainers called him a soldier with extraordinary mental and physical balance. Behind his physical strength, Jungkook's humble attitude became an important point. He followed all orders without any special treatment, never used his celebrity status to avoid duty, and even helped his colleagues adapt to the harsh military environment. But the focus of attention was the dynamic between Jungkook and Jimin. Many began to realize that their strength didn't just come from training or physical endurance, but from a bond forged over years. On the training ground, their friendship became a force that could inspire other soldiers to persevere. When one fell, the other helped him rise. This isn't a fictional story. It's reality happening in Division 5. The trainers expressed their admiration. They're not like other recruits. They come with honor and show genuine seriousness. We can see that they want to be part of us, not just go through the motions. This statement validated the dedication of the two BTS members who not only worked hard in the entertainment world, but also in their national duty. Amidst it all, the biggest question arises: will this incident affect Jimin's future? Can he endure until the end of his service without long-term health risks? Military experts cannot provide a definitive answer. However, one thing that many agree on: Jimin's spirit will never die. And as long as Jungkook is by his side, he won't walk alone. This incident provides a great lesson. Stars continue to shine, even when the sky is cloudy and the stage is replaced by a military barracks. For fans, this moment isn't just news, but proof that their idols are extraordinary humans who stand tall, even in silence. When the world isn't looking, they still choose to shine, not for the spotlight, but for honor, friendship, and an unyielding spirit. But behind this touching and inspiring story, there arises an equally important question, a question that is actually more fundamental than the story itself. Did all this really happen? Or is this just a narrative designed to evoke public emotions, shape perceptions, and perhaps boost attention? This question is not to accuse or corner anyone, but to invite you, the readers, to not stop at sympathy, but also to move towards a more critical reflection. We know that the narrative about Jimin's weakened condition during military training and Jungkook's reaction that is said to be so emotional and heroic first emerged not from an official military statement, nor from a statement from the BTS agency. This story spread through snippets of TikTok clips, Twitter threads, speculation in fan forums, to reaction videos on YouTube. Although many of these sources mention that they have inside information or direct testimony from eyewitnesses, we still need to ask, who is the witness? Where is the real evidence that can be verified? Have you ever seen live footage of that moment? Are there photos, videos, or even official statements from the South Korean military regarding the incident? If not, why could this story develop so massively and be believed by so many people? Is it possible that this is part of a media strategy to keep public attention on BTS during their military hiatus? These questions are important, because in this era of information that moves so fast, where one post can go viral in seconds, the line between reality and fabricated narratives can become very blurred. Narratives that sound convincing, spiced with emotion, and shared by accounts with millions of followers can easily shape public opinion, even without concrete evidence. Then, if this story is indeed built from pieces of unverified information, what is the motive behind it? Is this just a form of fan concern that wants to show that their idols are strong and inspiring humans? Or is this part of a larger entertainment industry game, which utilizes dramatic narratives to maintain relevance, attention, and existence amidst a break in activity? On the other hand, we also cannot simply ignore the possibility that this story is indeed true. BTS is not just an idol. They are a national symbol of South Korea, even becoming a global icon. It's natural that their every move is monitored, interpreted, and documented, even in the silent world of the military. However, does this massive spotlight open up opportunities for information manipulation? If you are among those touched by this story, ask yourself, why do you believe it? Because the facts are convincing, or because the emotions are touching? Have you ever verified the source of this information? Or did you just share it because this story aligns with your expectations of Jungkook and Jimin? This isn't about right or wrong, but about how we as readers, viewers, and netizens can become intelligent audiences. Liking a story doesn't mean we have to believe it without consideration. Admiring an idol shouldn't blind us to the possibility that stories like this could be constructed, whether by fans, the media, or the agency itself.